So today I am going to be sharing with you the steps that you need to follow in order to stake and then win a football bet. And I am going to be showing you that with a proof. So the very first thing that you need to do is to go ahead and then have account created with any of the betting platforms, and there are several of them. So we have the Betway, the Sportybet, 1xBet, and then the rest. Make sure you are familiar with the particular one that you want to use in order to have bet placed. So recently I have won a bet. Unfortunately, the time limit do not give me a chance for me to go ahead and then get back to the bet that I have won, but I can be able to show the amount that I have won and then withdrawn by going on to my transaction summary, and when I go there you'll be able to see the amount that I have been able to withdraw as a result of the bet that I have won. And I am going to be showing you the steps that you need to follow in order to have bet staked and then win. So recently, as you can see, I have staked a bet amount of 3 Ghana cedis, and then I have gone ahead to win this amount of money. I have won several amount of money on this particular bet, and then I am going to be showing you what you need to do. So first of all, go ahead and then have any of these particular apps installed. We have the Flash Score, the Live Score, the Sofa Score, and then Footmob. Now these apps are going to be showing you the number of matches that are going to be played on daily basis, weekly basis, and then you are going ahead to select those matches that have been tipped by these particular platforms. And there are several of these particular apps. Like I said, you can decide the one that you are so much in love with. So for me personally, I go with the Footmob because of how clean and then easy it is to open. And once you've come here, you are going to be shown the matches that are going to be played in the day, and then the matches that will be played tomorrow as well. So for example, as you can see, these are the matches that are going to be played today. What you need to do in order for you to go ahead and then know the statistics of these particular matches is to go ahead and then tap onto the matches, and then once you have come here, other betting platforms or analysis will give the betting amount of this particular team. So as you can see, the home team is getting 4.5, and then we have a draw, which is the middle option, being given 3.80. We have the second team or the away team being given 1.75, meaning there's a likelihood that this particular team is going to win. Now once you have seen that that is not all, you need to go ahead and then tap onto the head-to-head for you to go ahead and see number of times these particular two teams have matched, what they have played, and then what is at stake that they are going to be playing for. You are going ahead to look at the lineup to see those players that are going to be playing, if they are going to be serious enough, or if you have some selected or favorite players among these particular players that are going to be willing to have goals scored. Now once you have seen or searched for this particular analysis very well, you can as well look at the table to see which of the team is very much in form. And once you have seen all those analysis, you are going back onto the betting platforms that you want. So for me personally, I am going to be using the Betway account. Now with the betting platforms, you first of all need to have account open. That is, you basically going to have a sign up made, and once you have sign up, you have access to your account, and then you'll be able to place bets online. Now when you win, you will be given your amount, or you have the option to withdraw your amount just like you deposit onto your betting platform. So currently, as I've come here, this is the match that I have seen, and I am going to tap onto more bet, or you are going to tap on it to have other options revealed. So as you can see, we have, just like we've seen on the Footmob, we have here the amount given to these two teams, and then you have the chance also to go for win or draw for the away team. We have the win or draw for the home team, or we have 12 or draw for both teams. What it means is that you are giving the home team a double chance, same as the away team a double chance, meaning there shouldn't be a draw in this particular match. Now if you scroll down a bit, we have the goals right here. We have over 1.5, which means 2 or more goals should be scored. So basically, if you tap onto this particular option, you are expecting not less than 2 goals. So if they score 2, this particular selection that you have made have gone through. So once you have been able to make the first selection, you are going back to the particular app that you normally search for the fixtures. So I am going to have another fixture searched, And right here we have the Cameroon playing against Brazil. The odd currently favor Brazil to win on the odd of 1.3, and then the odd for Cameroon is actually 8.50. What it means is that it will be very difficult for Cameroon to win. But sometimes these options or this odd do not really matter when it comes to a particular team winning. It has to do with the resilience of the players. So again, you are going on to head to see how many times these particular teams have met and who has actually won. So as you can see, Brazil have been able to win the 2 matches that they have played against Cameroon. And then if you go onto the table, you can see that Brazil is currently on top of the league table, and then they have 6 points. What is at stake that they are going to be playing for is that if Brazil fail to score Cameroon, it means they are going to still stay at 6 points. And then if Switzerland win against Serbia and they win so much, they are going to top the league table. And Brazil is definitely not going to let out when it comes to topping the group table. So definitely they are going to at least maintain a draw or make sure they score a goal. And then if you go back to the betting platform, after having all those calculations in your mind, you are going to make your selections. So once you have gone onto your betting platform, you can either tap onto the search button in order to have the teams that you have seen searched. Sometimes you will not be able to find the team directly if there are a number of huge matches being played. You cannot be able to find the team singularly, so you need to search for them. But as you can see, we have seen Brazil right here. So we are going to tap onto the more bet in order for me to have more options explained. And just like we've seen, Brazil is giving 1.3, that is the odd for Brazil. We have Cameroon taking 8.6. We have win or draw for Cameroon being 2.90. It means even if there has been a draw and Cameroon is not defeated, you are going to get this particular odd being 1. We have a draw or win for Brazil being 1.10, and basically the smaller odds normally play, but then they will not give you a total amount of odd for you to go ahead and then place a bet on it. It means you have to play more in order for those particular odds which are likely to play to be won. So if you cannot be able to find a correct winning odd at this particular point, you can scroll down and then make sure if the teams can actually be able to score at least 2 goals, or if they can be able to score under 3.5, which is not more than 3 goals. And once you have been able to select that also, now currently I have 2 odds selected. Now I am going back onto my fixtures and then have another fixture added to that particular fixture as well. We have Serbia and Switzerland also going to play, and if you tap onto what they have at stake, we can see that the odd is fairly equal. We have 260 and then 270, a draw being 330. If we tap onto the head-to-head, these two teams have met only once and they have scored 1-2 for Switzerland. It means Switzerland by then, which was in 2018, had upper hand over Serbia, but that is not going to be what need to be taken serious. So you have to go onto the table and see what they are actually playing for. Currently you can see that Switzerland is in form and is willing to qualify with Brazil, so they have to at least play a draw or win against Serbia. For you to be at the safer side, you can go ahead and stake win or draw for Switzerland. Now when you come back, you have to scroll back in order to go back home for a new selections to be made, and that is going to still keep your selections which you have made alive. They are not going to be deleted. And once you have done or come here and then search for whatever selections that you want to make, which is between the Serbia and then Switzerland, go ahead and tap onto more bet, and then you have these selections coming down again. Like I said, I am going for Switzerland win or draw, which is 1.49, which is fairly good, and I believe after that is easily selected, you are going back. So make sure, what I basically want you to know is that you need to read each and every game for you to know the perfect selection you can go ahead and then make. So right here we have Korea and then Portugal. Portugal is currently in a good form. You are going to be looking at the head-to-head and then see number of times that they have played, which is last in 2002, and then there has not been a good squad for Portugal at that particular period, so to speak. and then you are going on to the table again, see who is performing so much, who wants this particular win so much, and then you are going on to the lineup to see who are in play for these both teams. Now, after these selections have been taken into consideration, you are going back onto your betting platform and you are going to have the Portugal team or the match searched, and once it has come, you are going to make sure that you select any odd that is going to favor you and then the overall match as well. But looking at the table earlier, you can see that Portugal have already qualified, so a win or draw will be okay for them. But then a win or draw is fairly not a good odd. As you can see, they are giving 1.26 for a win or draw for Portugal. But one thing that you can also take into consideration is that Portugal losing this particular match will not affect how they look on the table, or it's not going to have any impact on their next match. They are equally going to qualify to the next round of the competition. So what you basically can do to be at the safer side is to go ahead and then have 1.5 selected. That is over 1.5, meaning there should be 2 or more goals. Even if it is 2, it is true. Unless they score less than 2, your bet is good to go. So moving on, you can continue to do this for other teams that are playing, and if you are able to have at least 7 to 10 matches selected, you are good to go. So I have come onto this particular league match. I am going to do the same selections. Sometimes if it is very difficult for you to go ahead and then have the calculations made, as you can see, this particular team away is in a good form and they are likely to win this match that is coming up. And if you want to be at the safer side, look at how many number of goals that they usually score. You can see that these teams have been scoring a lot of goals, so you are going ahead to have the team searched again, and I am convinced that the away team will be able to win, so I am going to select a win for the away team. So if you have the team searched and you have it this way, this is the win for the home team and then the draw and then the win for away team. You can select the win straight from here, or you can tap onto more bet in order to have other options in this particular bet selected. So once you are done with the selections, as you can see, I have got 6.16 odd accumulation so far, and if I place $100 on this particular odd, I will be getting $677 after I have won. So if you are done with selecting the particular amount that you want to stake, or if you are done with the total selection, you can go ahead and repeat what I have shown you, and you'll be able to have a lot more odd gathered. And once you have got a lot more odd gathered, and whether you place any little amount on it, you'll be able to have a huge amount won. Like I've shown you, the bet that I have won, I have used only 3 cedis, and that is a very little amount of money. So what you need to know is that if you have not registered, you can still be able to select and then stake a bet just like I have shown you, but then you will not be able to stake it online. You have to print it out for a code to be given to you, which you can share, or you can go onto the particular betting platform's office and then have that particular bet staked. That is where it is very easier to do it online, but so many people do not like the online betting system, and you can go ahead and then have money deposited straight from your mobile money account, that is with the number that you have registered your betting platform with once you've started the registration process. And you have several methods of depositing money, as you can see all of them right here. And once you have deposited your money and you have registered the account, this way you'll be able to have the bet staked online and you'll be able to monitor things. And then once you have won successfully, you'll be able to have your money withdrawn, which I have shown you how to withdraw money earlier on in one of my videos. So for me personally, I do not like this particular odd, so I am going forward to have another set of selections added, and then I'll be able to have a jump cut for you to see the actual odd that I am going to be having if I add some few selections to this particular one that I have selected already. So when I scroll down a bit, as you can see with me, there are some club friendly matches going on during the period of the World Cup. And as you can see, we have this particular one with Elche against West Brom, and Elche has already won 1-0. Now several reasons will be able to account for the results at this particular point. Some of these clubs actually got vital players which are playing currently in the World Cup, and that is going to affect the team a lot, and you should know there's nothing at stake. So what you can do is risking a win for a particular team would be such a risk to take. So I believe you can go for goals if you want, or you can go for any other favorable odds that you think is so much good for these selections, as it is just a friendly match and not all players are available. And as you can see, even no betting platform has given odds at this particular point, so you need to do the selections yourself or the thinking yourself, which I am walking you through. As you can see, I have selected this particular team already, and the home team is expected to win this particular game as they are a very big club from Germany. But to be on the safer side, like I've said, most of the players playing in these bigger teams are playing in the World Cup, and as you can see, even one goal is taking this little amount of odds, and that of 1.2, which is 2 goals, is also taking this little amount of odds. But then again, most bigger players are not playing, so what you can do is to make sure they do not score a lot of goals. So I am going straight for under 3.5, which means there shouldn't be more than 3 goals in this particular game. By placing the under 3.5 option, you can go ahead and then place or tap onto the under 4.5, which also come with a very good odd as well. So I will do that for many themes and then have my odds shown to you within some few seconds. So after I've added more selections, I have currently got 13 selections made, and when I go onto my best slip, I have got my odd boosted. As you can see, I have 456 odds, and if you place any amount on this particular odd, that is going to multiply this odd and with additional bonus. So I am going ahead to have money deposited into my betting platform for me to go ahead and then have this particular bet placed. And when I go onto deposit, I am going to tap onto any medium that I want the money to be deposited from. So I am selecting the MTN mobile money. Any amount that I want to deposit, I am going to practically write that in right here. So I am going to select 5 CDs and wait for a prompt which is going to be shown on your other device or on your phone if you have the SIM in your phone. And currently, if it has come onto my second device, as you can see, I have been asked to input my PIN code for this particular amount to be sent to my betting account for me. So once you have confirmed your payment onto your betting platform, you are going ahead to tap onto this particular cash option that is going to be having the money reflected onto your account. And once that is done, or if you have not been able to see the money refresh, you can tap onto the refresh option in order for you to have your account refreshed. And once that is done, you are going onto your bet slip in order for you to go ahead and then tap onto bet now. Now if you have placed the bet, this is basically what you see. You can go ahead and then take a screenshot of this if you want, for any future cases that might arise in case of you winning big and you are going to be asked to provide this or any of this if you are not being paid quick. But I must assure you that with Betway you get paid quick. I am not an affiliate. This is something that I have been using for quite some time now, and you can share this with other friends and family for them to actually go ahead and then stake your bet if they want. So basically, those are the tips that you need to take note of when you are staking bet in order for you to go ahead and then win. Thank you so much. If you have enjoyed, please go ahead and then subscribe to my channel for more lessons like this in the coming days.